Heh heh. I see by your drooling faces that you're hungry for another terror tale from my collection here in the crypt. Well, this one ought to satisfy your appetite. Yes, it's me, the Crypt Keeper, your host in the Crypt of Terror. Come in. I'm about to tell you a yarn guaranteed to make your hair stand on end and your blood freeze in your... you know, the old oil. Oil. That reminds me of deep fat frying, which is what our story concerns itself with. That and barbecuing. I call this the delicious delirium delving. What's cookin'? The shabbily dressed man plods up the roadside eating place, pushes open the rickety screen door, lets it slam resoundingly behind him, and looks around. His gaze shifts from the empty tables and chairs to the sawdust-covered floor, to the counter with its line of empty stools, to the glaring faces of the food stand's two proprietors. Not very busy, are ya? Go on, scram. No handouts. The one with the tattered clothes shakes his head and smiles at the two behind the counter. You're wrong, gentlemen. I'm not the one looking for a handout. You are. This place is a failure, isn't it? None of your business. You want something to eat, or don't ya? Not right now. First, let me finish. In the 3 weeks since you foolishly purchased this so-called roadside restaurant from its last owner, you've had a total of 62 customers. Hardly enough to keep in business. In fact, I would say 2 more months of that kind of business, an average of 3 meals sold a day, will bust ya. You mean you've been out there counting our customers for 3 weeks? Exactly. I also counted the number of cars that passed on the highway outside on the same period. Know how many? 22,000. Over 900 a day. About 2 cars each minute. Wow, that many? Yes. If you could stop, say, 1 out of 10 of those cars, you serve 100 meals a day or more. Think what that would mean. 100? Boy, that'd be something. Yeah, smart guy. How are you gonna stop 'em? That, gentlemen, is my secret, and my offer's very simple. I'll work for nothing until this place shows a profit. For nothing? Well, for my meals. I'll sleep in the back, but after I shape this place, install my own methods and ideas, and the business begins to show a profit instead of a loss, then I get 50%, half the profits. Those are my terms. The huge fat one looks at the small, skinny one. They've sunk their life savings into this place. Their situation is desperate. They've lost steadily. Their bank account is almost gone, and any offer, any way to show a profit, sounds good to them. What do you say, Herman? Half of a profit is better than no profit at all, Charlie. Let's give it a chance. Then it's a deal? Okay, stranger. It's a deal. You make this place pay, and you can have half of the profits. Good. Then we might as well get acquainted. My name's Eric Edwards. A thick, lifted grin spread over the fat one's jolly face. I'm Herman Ditter. This is Charlie Marson. Glad to know you, Herman Charlie. Now, here's my plan. This place is like every other roadside eatery on the highway. You've got to specialize. You've heard the expression, jack of all trades, master of none. Well, we're gonna specialize in one dish. Listen, hear that? From far off, a rooster crows, its rasping cry echoing through the balmy California air. All I hear is the chickens on that farm up the road. And they're probably very cheap. We're gonna specialize in chicken. Nothing but chicken. The next day and the days that followed are filled with the sounds of sawing and hammering as Eric begins to change the appearance of the little restaurant. What's he doing up there, Herman? Looks like Eric's making the roof over, Charlie. Slowly, the silhouette of a huge chicken takes shape. Large, brilliantly colored letters are painted on it. The chicken coop? Hey, that's pretty snazzy, Eric. This ought to attract attention, eh, boys? Then the clinking and clanking of bricks resound over the busy highway. He must be nuts. He's putting up a chimney right in front of the place. What in the blazes is that, Eric? It's gonna be barbecue, Charlie. We're gonna cook the chickens right out in front so everyone can see from the road. Soon a tiny curl of smoke rises from the barbecue. The succulent, mouth-watering odor of broiling chickens wafts towards the busy highway. That smells good. Look, barbecue chicken. Let's stop and eat there, Sam. Okay, Flo. How about it, kids? Hungry? Yeah, yippee! So, highway travelers begin to stop at the chicken coop. They crowd the tables that have been moved outside, watching their orders turn on the spit before the red-hot coals. This sure is nice, eh, Bella? Some idea. Yum, I'm starved. Delicious. The chicken coop begins to thrive as more and more customers jam the novel establishment. You certainly have done wonders, Eric. Well, have to buy some more tables to accommodate the flood of customers. An adjacent tract of land bordering the highway is leased and cleared. This will make room for more cars in the deep fat fryer. Deep fat fryer? What's that for? Southern-style fried chicken. It'll be a good addition to the barbecued fowl. You sure are a shrewd businessman, Eric. A large, shiny copper cauldron is brought in, and Southern-style deep-fat fried chicken is added to the menu. This is better than they make it way back home in Georgia, sir. Why, thank you, ma'am. The fame of the chicken coops begins to spread. My husband and I drove 30 miles to your barbecued chicken. Really? That is most gratifying, ma'am. The success of the chicken coop, with its outdoor barbecue and deep-fat fryer, is unbelievable. In 1 year, the tiny food stand grows to a huge roadside emporium with a 100-car parking lot and seats for 250 people. Charlie, Herman, I think it's time to build a new chicken coop. I have visions of something big, something stupendous. We'll build a gigantic barbecue capable of broiling 50 chickens at one time. Whatever you say, Eric. Construction of the new chicken coop is begun. A beautiful, modernistic restaurant rises beside its predecessor. The barbecue is tremendous. Each one of these 4 spits is 12 feet long. It'll catch the fat drippings from the broiling chickens in that catch pan there, and use this stuff in the deep fat fryer. Say, there is an economical idea, eh, Herman? The deep fat fryer is a huge cauldron over 6 feet in diameter and 2 feet deep. We can deep fat fry 50 chickens at one time in this thing. We certainly have come a long way, eh, Charlie? When the new chicken coop opened to the public, it's an immediate success. Even with its huge capacity, people have to wait online for tables. Boy, look at that barbecue. And look at that cauldron. Smells good. Fortune smiles upon the 3 restaurateurs. The profits pour in. And with mounting profits comes mounting greed. Look at these books, Herman. We netted $2,000 last week. That means $500 apiece for you and me, and $1,000 for Eric. Quite a large chunk for him, eh, Herman? If he wasn't around, we could split it 50-50. Not 500, but $1,000 for each of us. But what can we do? We have the agreement we made back then when we were nothing. If Eric were to die, we could forget the agreement. He's healthy as a... Don't be thick as you look, you fat idiot. I'm not talking about a natural death. You mean murder? Yes. He's got no family. He came to us penniless and alone. So he put us to the top, so what? He's got a lion's share, I say. Let's take it all for ourselves. Well, what's your plan, Charlie? Simple. Eric bought himself that little ranch house off the main highway. Now, suppose, while he slept, it caught fire and he burned to death. That night, Eric is awakened by a sound in his room. He sits up, staring into the darkness. Who's there? It's me, Eric. Herman. Don't be frightened. Despite his lumbering hulk, Herman is upon Eric in a flash. Charlie moves out of the shadows with a coil of rope. Stick the gag in his mouth. Yeah. Ugh. The fat one and the skinny one work swiftly. Soon Eric is securely tied to the bed, and the room is in flames. So long, Eric. Thanks for all the help. From now on, we work alone, just me and Herman, 50-50. As the 2 men watch from a vantage point far down Eric's private road, hot, searing tongues of fire leap upward out of the windows. Soon Eric's nice new home is a roaring inferno. Come on, Herman, let's go back to the chicken coop and make plans. Boy, that's some fire. But as the fat one and the thin one disappear into the night, a blackened and charred figure crawls painfully from the flaming house, howling like a dog that has just been struck by a car. The odor of burned flesh fills the night as the scorched figure drags itself along. Its blood-curdling screams of agony echoing into the darkness. In their office in the new chicken coop, Herman and Charles drink a toast to their future, but suddenly their grins freeze on their faces as the door is flung open. Oh, Eric, it can't be. In the morning, the police, investigating the burning of Eric's nice new house, stop by the new chicken coop to inquire. Look at this. On the floor, it's the blackened and burned corpse of a man. That's Eric Edwards' body. He must have been caught in that fire in his house, but how in the world did he manage to drag himself all the way here in that condition? Then one policeman's gaze falls upon the gigantic barbecue. Good Lord, I feel sick. Herman Ditter's sizzling body hangs from the topmost spit before the now glowing embers. The fat rendered from his once obese body bubbles and gurgles in the immense cauldron. Bobbing in the boiling grease is the browned, seared remains of Charlie Mersing. The guy's been broiled, and this one's been southern fried. Heh heh. And now my tale is done, kiddies. Well done. I hope it's let you with a ravishing appetite. What? Not hungry? Oh, that's a shame. I thought you might like to join me at the chicken coop. Where is it? Why, next time you go out driving, look for it. They have the most delicious broiled food. Or do you like yours southern fried? Well, that one's up the old hag's mag. We'll see you next in mine. Tales from the Crypt. Bye now.